so long.
I'm so confused. What determines if it's a strike or not?
It's actually like pretty hard. You have to touch the corner as well.
Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. So this is amazing. They'll f it up somehow.
This is my brother Alex. He and I are huge Super Monkey Ball fans. Which monkey ball is your favorite right now?
It would have to be number 2. It's got the meme game on it, and it's got the story mode on it, and it's got all the different party games that we used to play. That's like one of our favorite games of all time.
Oh, and here is my other brother Austin. He's also a huge fan of Monkey Ball. Hey, Austin, can you answer a question for me?
What?
Is Super Monkey Ball your favorite game?
Yeah.
Super Monkey Ball has been a huge part of our household growing up. And since the games came out back in 2001, we've been continuously playing the original GameCube games annually. To this day, Super Monkey Ball 2 is the only game I've done a speed run all the way through. Please don't ask for my time, it's terrible. And other than Mario Kart Double Dash, it's the only game my parents will pick up and play with us. So you can imagine our excitement when we found out both games were going to be remastered and put on the Switch, which is amazing for a few reasons. I didn't expect Sega to ever release a new Monkey Ball game. With each new game, it got worse and killed the fan base rapidly. They went from a challenging physics-based platformer to an open world adventure game with like quests and stuff, to a motion controlled jumping kind of platformer, I guess, to, well, Peggle. And since then, nothing new has come out. That is, up until Banana Mania. See, Banana Mania gives a lot of people access to the golden Monkey Ball games. Not a lot of people have a GameCube laying around anymore. And since the pandemic, you could spend upwards to like $200 for the console and game. But now, all you have to do is drop $40 to play the first 2 games, and all of the co-op party games as well, which is an amazing deal in my opinion. Monkey Ball is a very unique type of platformer. What other game has you control monkeys inside of a ball, inside of a whale's stomach? Oh, and you can enjoy bowling on the side. Like, what other game lets you do that? Correct answer is nothing. There is no other game like it. However, can Banana Mania live up to the originals that have been held in high regard for 20 years? Well, let's find out. The main game is the meat and potatoes of Super Monkey Ball in my opinion. This mode has you rolling a monkey in a ball through ever-changing obstacle courses all the way through a goal at the end of each level. This game mode is just as easy to pick up and play as the original. There are not many games in this day and age where the only button you need to keep track of is the joystick for movement. And this is one of the main reasons why my parents enjoyed playing this game. All 300 levels from Monkey Ball 1, 2, and Deluxe have been beautifully remastered with a lot of care. They took a lot of time with the optimization of this game because it stays at 60 frames pretty consistently, and it doesn't even drop frames with the more hectic levels like Polar Large. Another huge plus would be the camera. You can actually move it with the right joystick, and that is a vast improvement. It was really annoying having to adjust the main camera by rolling your monkey all around, especially on tougher levels without the space to do so. The point shop has been updated with an insane amount of content. When you finish levels and even play party games, you get points that can be spent on different characters, cosmetics, borders and photo effects, and even different game modes, which is huge. I've played for a solid 25 hours and just now unlocked everything in the store. Another improvement over the original games is the movement of the levels visually. See, my wife gets motion sick very easily, and when she would try to play Super Monkey Ball 2, the first 3 levels would make her really sick. But in Banana Mania, she got all the way to World 3 in the story mode before having to put the controller down and take a break. So if you couldn't handle the original games due to motion sickness, I'd actually give Banana Mania a try. Another huge feature they added are missions. There are missions for the party games as well, but I haven't been trying for those ones as much as the main game. For me, after playing the original games for so long, it's super easy to let muscle memory take over and just go through the motions. But with the added missions, it has broken me out of my shell and has made me try new things. These missions can range from anything like collecting a specific amount of bananas before clearing the stage, beating the level in a certain amount of time, or even clearing the stage with a different goal. And this has provided so much replay value for me. Some levels like 4-1, I've always wondered how somebody would get the second goal. But like, why would I try when it's way easier to stop the first goal and just beat the level that way? Well, because you can get a mission checked off by clearing the green goal, I actually went through the effort to figure it out, and that feeling was super cool once I got it down. And I've had this feeling for many levels. I'm actually dreading the day where I need to go back to Tears and try and clear the red goal. Because, like, I know my completionist brain wants that gold seal on all of the worlds, so one day I'll have to try completing that mission, and I'll never be able to stop until I complete it. Now then, another change that they've made is going to be subjective, so you can tell me if it's a positive or negative, but they've completely reworked the physics. And in my opinion, the physics actually feel better than the original. Now, at first, I didn't like it. For example, with level 2-4, my favorite thing to do was build a ton of speed and skyrocket myself to the goal. But with the new physics, I couldn't figure it out. It felt like I couldn't build up speed. But, however, after getting used to the Unity engine and figuring out the quirks of it, I can now build up speed just as fast as the original. In this case, I just had to go higher up on the wall of the coaster than I did in the original. And all of these tricks can be figured out as long as you sit with the engine and you work it out. There's actually a cool video by Deadline showcasing all the popular speedrunning tricks that were figured out in the original games, but done in Banana Mania. Like, it pains me that people try out the remake and then they chalk it up to being bad because it doesn't feel like the originals. And of course it doesn't. This game was made on the Unity engine, and the other one was made on an engine that's now 20 years old. Now, don't get me wrong, the physics in the original feel great. Like, it really shows that it stands up to the test of time considering a lot of people prefer the old physics more. But honestly, after getting comfortable with the remake and going back to the original game feels more floaty. Like, it feels like I'm overcorrecting a lot. But in Banana Mania, the ball feels like it has a little bit more grip. It's also way easier to keep the ball straight, when before, you'd have to fight it every step of the way, just to stay on a narrow path. Also, I like the increase in acceleration with the remake. You can get the ball going quicker. So yeah, I just prefer how the remake feels over the original two games. That's another big difference as well. Everything about the remake feels quick, polished, and streamlined. All of the titles, menus, and loading screens look sleek and minimal. I sat down with the story mode and in a half an hour I was already playing through World 6. Not because the levels were easier, but because the game itself just loads faster. Also, some of those levels that were an absolute pain in the ass have been slightly nerfed. And honestly, I'm all for it. Like, I really don't miss playing the original 4-10 level. That was a nightmare, and so was 4-6. Both of these, as well as a few other levels, have been nerfed, and the difficulty was adjusted to match the worlds that they were put in. And for those that say they shouldn't have been nerfed are nuts. There's still plenty of difficulty in this game. I feel like they just reworked some of the levels that made sense. Like, I'm currently playing through the master levels of Super Monkey Ball 2, and I can't even come close to beating it. Another cool thing about Banana Mania over the originals is the soundtrack has been completely remade. Some might not like the remixes, but I think it works well with the game. At first I thought it kind of lacked some character, but I've started to realize it's just a different style of a soundtrack. The music leans in more heavily on the EDM side of things, with very poppy dance-like rhythms. And if a bright sunny day had a sound, I feel like it would come from the Banana Mania soundtrack. The original soundtrack wasn't as bright sounding. It was a little more moody and had more texture to it. Now, I do prefer the originals over the remixes simply because I have a lot of nostalgia for those, but the remixes are really good. Like, listen to World 7. There is no reason for this song to go this hard. Now, I know I've been gushing a lot about the main game and how good all of Banana Mania is, but not everything is perfect. I'm taking away points for getting rid of the giant fish in World 3, because, like, come on, the giant fish is iconic. Another thing that is lacking intensely is the sound design for the movement in bananas. Everything has a very safe and bubbly sound to it. The bananas weren't necessarily fun to listen to in the original games, but they definitely have made it worse by making it sound sparkly every time you hit a banana. The hit sound effects are barely audible. When I was playing the giant comb level in the original games, sometimes getting hit sounded like you were being obliterated by a brick wall. But in Banana Mania, there's barely any hit sounds at all. Just a little boink, boink. Like I'm not even exaggerating. It's literally just... Then the other audio sin that Sega has committed is changing the ball rolling sound effect. In the original, it had a sense of speed. Like, it really sounded cool when you were rolling around really fast. But in Banana Mania, not only do they change how it sounds, but they change how the sound reacts to your speed. It no longer speeds up when your monkey does. Because of this, you audibly lose a sense of speed. It just sort of sounds hollow, like there's nothing there. They also took out the sparks flying off your ball. Again, without sparks, it just doesn't look as cool. And it doesn't convey visually how fast you're going as well as the originals. And what doesn't make sense to me is they kept in the mile-per-hour counter in the corner of the screen. Is there a reason to have that? No, but they kept it in, which is awesome. Yet they removed the sound scaling with your speed, and they removed the sparks from the ball. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Visually, this game is amazing, and the new physics makes playing the game feel really good, but the sounds and some details being removed really kinda sucks. If it wasn't for that, it'd be a perfect main game. Like, they also removed multiplayer challenge mode, which sucks as well. My brothers and I used to play that a lot, so the fact that it didn't return is a huge bummer. Now, here are two major things that really grind my gears. Like, let's completely remake the story mode into virtually nothing. Like, why, Sega? Why wouldn't you guys at least keep the original animated cutscenes? Like, when I saw this revealed, I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't know it was going to be this bad. Like, the Monkey Ball story mode is nothing to write home about. In fact, it's one of those kinds of stories where it's so bad, it's good in a charming way. The original shows a crazy madman, Dr. Baboon, concocting and executing a plan to rid the entire world of bananas, forcing the monkey population into starvation. He said that he would give the bananas back if, in return, he'd be able to marry the lady monkey of the group, Mimi. And of course, Mimi is like, whoa, you're a maniac. Hell no. So Dr. Baboon is like, fine, I'll just hide all the bananas in a treacherous labyrinth. Good luck finding them now. Hence why you go into the levels and collect bananas. It makes perfect sense. The story's cheesy and ridiculous, but there is a plot, a love interest, even a twist of Dr. Baboon making robot Eyes to try and take over the world and ruin Eyes' reputation at the same time. There's even a weird scene of Dr. Baboon seductively trying to take a bath and be all clean for Mimi. Yeah, I don't know, it's weird. But they stripped away the entire story and turned it into comic panels shown on the TV screen. Each scene lasts maybe 10 seconds, and there's not even talking. Like, come on, how could you do this to your story? People need to know the struggles of Mimi and Dr. Baboon! Now, I have this feeling that keeps wrenching in my stomach, and I really hate to say it, but I feel like remaking the cutscenes to follow a very simplified comic book format was just a cheap, lazy way to redo it. It doesn't even feel like a story anymore. It's literally just monkey noises and some pictures. It's weird saying they are lazy because honestly the rest of the game feels so polished, and it sounds like there was a lot of care put into it. Like, for example, if you don't like the remixes of the songs, you can toggle the music in the settings to play all of the original soundtrack in the main game mode and the party games. If you're upset about any of the harder levels being nerfed, there's a mode that lets you play all 20 of those levels in their original form. And they even have a jump setting that you can unlock and activate in case someone playing it needs it. There is a helper mode that you can activate when you die multiple times on a level. If you're a new player, I can imagine this function makes it really nice to play through the entirety of the game if you're maybe just not that skilled at it. My point is they took a lot of time and effort to make this game available and good for every player. So why cop out on the story mode? It's ridiculous and it doesn't take itself seriously. And because of that, it has a lot of charm. But unfortunately, Banana Mania took a lot of that charm out and they stripped it down to basically nothing. One more gripe with this game is Gon. He is a gorilla. Gon the gorilla is supposed to sound like a gorilla. So why they made him sound like a weird discounted Santa Claus is beyond me. The rest of the characters were reworked as well, but they all sound like how they should. Then there's f***ing Gon. Anyways, besides those gripes and problems, Banana Mania as a whole is a great game in my opinion, and I actually prefer to play it over the original because of the reworked physics, the beautiful graphics, and the joy of taking it around portably on my Switch. All of these gripes I have been tweaked with mods on the PC version, which is really cool, and I give a lot of props to those modders making the game better than the original. Now, only if somebody could remake the cutscenes and just mod those into the story mode, then I would definitely be in Monkey Ball heaven. Anyways, I may talk about the party games in a different video. I know the script has gone on long enough. I'm just super passionate about this game. Let me know down in the comments if you've been playing Monkey Ball Banana Mania or if you're thinking about getting it. Anyways, I plan on putting so many more hours in this game. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Until next time, I'll see you all in the next one. Stay beautiful. Take care.